Hello, and welcome to the ramblings of Correlation Non-Correlation YouTube channel. In one of my last videos, I ranted about the positions that people were taking about the Cosby situation, and that's a bully situation. And, you know, that just started me on a long chain of thoughts, because I'm a woman, and, you know, like, I did rant against these women. I am by no means saying that what has been proven about what happened to them, I'm not saying that it's right, but what I'm saying, what I had said, was that, you know, they let it go on. A different kind of set of problems. You know, I was told growing up how disrespectful I was, and it was in a no-win situation context. Like, you know, if I opened my mouth and whatever I said was disrespectful or interpreted as disrespectful, if I shut my mouth, hoping to just, you know, okay, saying something isn't helping, I'll just be quiet because I can't find anything nice to say or good to say, that was also interpreted where they let being afraid of his name, of his publicity, of his, you know, maybe they were threatened in some way, I don't know. But they let their fear overrule. And now they're coming wrongfully to an elder of our society and mistreating the elderly. So don't be naive in thinking that, oh, Cosby's an isolated incident, because once the media, like, starts this ball rolling, like, oh, you know, here's the point. Evil thrives when good men or women do nothing. Absolutely nothing. And we're already having gone through, it's an old news story from, I think a couple of years ago. Like, an elderly man got, I think it was hit in the crosswalk or whatever. You know, people are becoming more apathetic. They don't do anything. They let their fear, or they think, oh, that's stupid, or that's stupid dangerous, or whatever. You know, I'm really glad that there are still soldiers in the world. I don't maybe condone whatever he did to the rapist, but I came across a news story just last week of this soldier in Afghanistan, and they're like, oh, well, you know, this is a village issue. Get out of town. It's a universal issue. And I applaud a human being who doesn't stand by and watch a young kid, boy or girl, get raped. Hello. Let's do a human being check. Are you a human being to be saying that? Like, you know, oh, this is a leave it alone as a village issue. It's a human being issue. Get some ears and eyes. Oh my gosh. So I applaud the people who don't just stand by and do nothing. Do be wise. Take into consideration. And you may not always have the time to take into consideration, like, oh, is this action going to kill me or get me killed? And then people make it worse. Some people make it worse by saying, oh, well, they stepped it, like, that's what comes of doing good, you get killed, or, you get injury. Like, when you are fighting against evil, when you're fighting in a battle, do you realize how stupid it is to think that, oh, let me go into battle with the expectation that I will not get scathed at all. Like, yes, put on your armor of God, like armor in the physical sense, like, protect yourself. But, when you go into battle, you are going to get scathed. You are going to see things and hear things, not only in the physical sense, but in the spiritual as well. The whole point is change. You are going to be changed. Hopefully for the better, not for the worse. You are going to change situations and people's hearts and lives. Like, well, God changes the heart. Let me just rephrase that. But you're going to change people's lives. I came across a unique situation tonight where, in this case, it was a guy yelling at some girl, and, like, he shoved up on her, he was pushing her, and I was like, whoa, that's not okay. Like, he was getting all physical with her. He got mad at me. I was like, I'm calling the cops. I'm normally a very soft-spoken person, but when I see somebody getting that kind of treatment, loud mouth. Like, I'm sorry. I just, I know that person is probably hurting, but I don't want, like, I'm trying to come to the aid of somebody who I see in my path getting disrespected in a way they don't deserve. If she was cheating on him, you know what? Still don't deserve it. And if you're getting cheated on and you're angry at somebody, whether you're a man or a woman, leave them. You don't need to get all angry up on them like that. People you have choices. You have choices in life. And, people kind of make it worse in some ways. They're like, oh, well, he shouldn't have done that. He knows what, you look like, or, what if they're, don't be stupid. And it's like, the real stupid would be for somebody to get that angry and choose to harm me in some way, or anybody, for that matter. Like, that's the real stupid, if you ask me. Like, that's the really sad part, is that people, he was like, in this case it was a guy, but, women unfortunately get abusive too, and, I've seen guys that, men and women actually, who have been, sexually abused, and I've seen how it affects them even in their adult life. It's not cool to abuse. It's not okay. It's not okay, and it's not okay for those watching this. Like, if you see a man, if you see a woman getting abused, if you see a boy or a girl getting raped, if you do nothing, if you say nothing, if you do or say nothing, you are part of the problem that this world is getting worse. Darn right, it's going to get worse if people like you see that, know it's wrong, and don't say anything. So I wrote an article on abuse and overcoming. My main point in reviewing my own path, I think the most important point, and I've watched a number of videos on abuse of different kinds, like, and how people explain scientifically what's in your brain that goes on, and all this, and trying to simplify, and everybody trying to explain and, identify and help to overcome and all this stuff. And, if there's one point that I, like I made in my article, it's that when you, gosh, I wish I could remember how I worded it exactly. The main point is that freedom comes through realizing in your mind that when you're wondering, do I have a choice? That is the answer. The answer lies in the question. Do I have a choice? Do I have a hope? Is there a different path? Just the fact that you're asking yourself that question, let that be a signal to you, mentally and spiritually and emotionally. Yes, you do. You just asked yourself a question. Are there two paths? You're seeing two paths. You may not realize where the one path, the healthy path, will lead, but you're questioning, are there really two paths? Yes, there are. There are. You just said two. The word two. There are two paths. So, don't believe the lie that no matter what you've been through in your life, because you've been, this is a lie. This is a big fat lie that we believe in our minds, whether you're a guy or girl. Like, oh, I've gone through so much bull blank. What is my hope of having a real relationship? Lie, 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 lie. That's just evil trying to get, and people philosophize, is there really evil? Well, let me tell you, if you are thinking that, or if you're contemplating that, or whatever, I'm not going to get into a debate of good and evil, like, because some people don't believe evil exists and whatever. If you're contemplating this thought, shove it out. It doesn't have a place. You are the only you that will ever exist. The Bible, whether or not you believe in the Bible, here's a good phrase. Here's a good thing to hold on to. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You were considered in every aspect, from your hair follicles, your hair color, your eye color, so distinct and unique in every possible way that we just dumb it down as adults stupidly and take on, we think we're, that abuse is okay or that this is normal. It's not. It's not, it's not, it's not, it's not, it's not, it's not. Please, do yourself, do us, like the world, a favor, because you are the only you that will ever exist. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are unique. There is only one of you that will ever exist. Have you ever thought of that? That's how precious and special that you are. That's how precious and special you are. You are the only you. Only you. So, you don't deserve to be abused. And I'm not talking about, oh, you should become attitudey, like, I don't deserve this, or, whatever. That's not, no. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about realizing from the depths of your being just how beautiful you are from the inside out. Not having to take on the pride or, attitude or, whatever, of the culture or whatever, just the inner knowledge that you are the only you, and that you are only you can do what you're gifted at in a unique way, in a your calling, your unique set of gifts, the way that you touch the world, that this or former abusers are trying to just hold you back from, or like tear you down from. I hurt for not only the young lady who I saw today being shoved and pushed and yelled at. I honestly also hurt for the guy. That didn't really come across in my voice of getting his attention really loudly, calling out the behavior, but my heart does hurt for him. Because he too, people, you've heard the phrase, hurt people hurt. They don't have to. They choose to, but they can choose a different path. And you can too.